Wow, do we have some stories to cover today, even in the early part of the Pro Tour. Welcome back to Edgar TV. If you are new around here, as always, please do hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking Pro Tour. I'm going to be picking out all the stories and all those key bits of information that you need to know regarding the Pro Tour, regarding results, what it means for tour cards, what it means for Grand Prix, World Championships, Players Championships, everything you possibly need to know what this means. Now, if you can't follow the Pro Tour since it's gone midweek, I'm your guy. Let's see what there is out there. First of all, there's a couple of walkovers here. One was from Michael van Gerwen, who had to pull out through illness. He did go in the draw, so that means his opponent, Jules van Dongen, does get a bye. You'll see straight away a couple of seeds here. Dimitri Vandenberg, Dave Chisnell, Ryan Joyce. There's always early seed casualties, but Joe Cullen is the one that alarms me. Joe Cullen going out 6-4 to Graham Hall. His form's not good this year, Joe Cullen. He is really struggling to pick up wins. If he's not careful, he's going to be out of those seeding positions very, very soon. Dom Taylor, quite unfortunate there. 101 average, but goes down 6-4 to Damon Heta. This is the time of year to start producing the goods when you're getting close to those World Championship positions. So a good win here for Ryan Meikle with 105. Cameron Menzies, one of my players to watch, goes through. He's always over that 100. Not so much here. 94. That's more than good enough. Connor Scutt, another player in my one-to-watch list. 6-1 win over Danny Lauby, 104. Keep an eye on him. Ricardo Petretsko, though. This is one I want to talk about. As far as I'm concerned, silly, silly guy. He should not be here. He pulled out at the weekend with a wrist injury. Why has he come to a Pro Tour? I don't know what he's trying to achieve. Just runs the risk of further injury. There's big events coming up. Forget the Pro Tour. You've qualified for everything. You're in the Grand Prix. You're in the World Championship. You're in the Players Championship. Make sure you're ready for those. Don't cost yourself things. And an average of under 83 there means he went that extra visit. 82 average. I think he's taking a risk for no reward. I do not understand that in the slightest. I would be highly recommending against that. Another walkover here against Aaron Monk. This is the second time in 3 events that Aaron Monk's pulled out, so keep an eye on that. It might just be a case of he's maybe just had enough as he's coming at the back end of his card, and but I will have a dig into that. I will find out the answer. I said it last time and I haven't asked anyone, so I'll ask about that and I'll get an answer. Vessel Nyman, one of my guys to watch, 107 and he's gone out 6-2. That's what you got to do, though, to beat him at the moment. You've got to hit that elite level because he is playing elite level darts. There's confirmation of the walkover for Jules van Dongen. Michael van Gerwen turned up, was in the draw. Came out because he fell ill. Jules van Dongen gets a walkover. He does also get the £1,000. Callum Ridds, who had a torrid time on the European Tour this past week. He had a lot of, shall we say, negativity around his social media presence. He will be happy with that 100 average and back in the winner's enclosure. And he's near some big events, so some good runs will do him good. People asking me about James Wade. Is James Wade confirmed for the World Grand Prix? I think so. It'll take quite a bit to knock him out of position. He picks up a win. And Nathan Aspinall, first win for him since his elbow injury. And look at the performance there. 98 average. That is quality. So that rounds up the first round's action. And some real standout stories. This time, though, I'm not picking out the stories of who's good for a Grand Prix. I'm picking out why are these players who are struggling with injury not there. We've seen Jeffrey Deswan pull out, and we've had confirmation on Jeffrey Deswan's social media account that it is a recurring problem with the shoulder. So that's why he's not there. And it'll be interesting to see because we know he's had surgery. Not good news there for Deswan. Good news for the players, though, in round 2. We always pick out those star performers, and there are plenty of them in the second round. None more so than Gabriel Clements, who has a ridiculous average of 110. Fantastic performance there from him. Van Veen, runner-up at the European Tour. He carries on his form with a win over James Hurrell. Cameron Menzies back in the winner's enclosure in the 100 average department. Didn't think it would take long. Going Price going out at this stage. Kim Huybrechts, who needs a run in regards to his World Championship hopes. All going on in round number 2 and round number 3, where Christian Kist comes good this time of year, doesn't he? When you think about He was on the Challenge Tour last year, got to Pro Tour invites, got into the Worlds, got into the Players. Injury struck again. Again, look at the average though, around about that 100 mark. World champion and world number 1, Luke Humphries, goes out to Jamie Atkins. Bit of a surprise, but Jamie Atkins is going to feature in one of my videos very soon, in which I'm going to be making some predictions. So hit the subscribe button if you want to know what that's about. Michael Smith, Rob Cross, that's a brutal board final, isn't it? Cameron Menzies going out to Connor Scott. These two are two of my ones to watch. If you want to know who my ones to watch are at the back end of the year, who are going to represent a lot of value, go watch that video. It's on the channel. Those two are on it. Gary Anderson banging out the averages again as we get into the back end of the year. But just look down the winner's side. Look at those winning averages now. Board finals. All above 90, bar that one which was Jamie Atkins beating the world champion, ironically. But that's now what you need in a board final to get off the board. Sort of mid-range 90s. So let's go back to the conversation about the World Grand Prix. The World Grand Prix is the next big event coming up on Sky Sports, the next big ranked event in the world of darts. And Gabriel Clements is getting very, very close. He goes out 6-3 to James Wade, who is guaranteed now. Gabriel Clements is one place outside. At the moment, him and Luke Woodhouse look to be battling out for those places. You can get a big run from somewhere. Alan Souter not too far away. If he can put a run together, he could maybe creep up and take one of those places for the Grand Prix. Connor Scott, though, look at this. You can see the last 16 and the quarterfinals have been played since the last update. And Connor Scott, 6-5 over Danny Noppert, 6-3 over Madders Razma. He's just won the British Open up in Bridlington. He's such a serious player. He's going to get his tour card back off the Challenge Tour Order of Merit. He's going to be in the Players' Championship finals. He's going to be in the World Championship. He's likely to be in the Grand Slam of Darts. If that happens, he could go into the top 64. And that's without a tour card. I've compared him many times to the journey of Nathan Aspinall. And I got slated on here for suggesting such. But what we're seeing from him at the moment is actually... it could go that way. By that I mean Nathan Aspinall had a tour card, lost the tour card, went on the Challenge Tour for a year, had a year on the other circuits, came back and won the UK Open. I can see very similar happening here with Connor Scott, the same sort of journey. And I don't bang on about players on a regular basis. The last time I picked out a player and banged on about him for ages, to the point where you all noticed it and went, Matt, can you not just talk about something without mentioning that player? That man was Luke Humphries. And at the time, Luke Humphries wasn't really even in majors events. So I've got good form on this sort of thing, and picking out a potential talent. Maybe go check that video out. I keep going on about it, but ones to watch. I'm also going to be doing another one on ones to watch. So again, make sure you're subscribed. Players to watch who currently aren't even been played on TV. Players who's not even played on TV before. Players you've probably maybe never heard of unless you watch darts intently. Also coming soon is a final between Connor Scott and Gary Anderson. Two players. Look at their stats again. 104.89, 107.76. That's going to be a great final. I think the pace of the game is going to suit Connor Scott because he'll be able to get straight back to the board and get on with things. James Wade, semi-finalist, should eliminate him from any conversation of will he make this event or that event now for quite some time. He looks safe. Little bit of focus on Christian Kist. Great run for him in regards to his hopes and aspirations. He's still £8,000 away from qualifying for the World Championship via the Pro Tour Order of Merit, but he does, with the semi-final, make it interesting now regarding the Players' Championship finals. Christian Kist, though, is likely to be in the World Championship. Connor Scott, Wesley Plazier will have the choice if they go into the World Championship via the Pro Tour Order of Merit, which will mean that Christian Kist would get in off the Challenge Tour Order of Merit as things stand, comfortably in third place. So if he gets in through the Pro Tour, great. If he gets in through the Challenge Tour, he's still there. It does mean, though, if he uses the Challenge Tour system to get in, he will play one of the top 32 of the Pro Tour Order of Merit, where if he gets in by the Pro Tour, technically it means you should get an easier game because you'll play an international qualifier. Although what we've seen in years gone by, they are improving quite rapidly. So just while we wait on the result of the Connor Scott-Gary Anderson game, we'll take a look at the World Grand Prix and have a look how that lines up at the moment. You'll see the biggest casualties at the moment are Andrew Gilding and Dirk van Dijvenbode, currently not in. Clemens not in, Ratajski not in. So that's 4 players in the top 32. Also, Scott Williams not in. So 5 players in the top 32, not currently in qualification places. Jan van Veen could be dangerous there. Luke Littler makes his debut. Ryan Searle loves double start. Cameron Menzies is going to be a danger. Wade comfortably in. So really at this cut-off point, we're looking at potential changes with Luke Woodhouse and potential place change with Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen will be in the European Tour 12. I'll be doing commentary on European Tour 12, and he has got no money guaranteed because he's pre-qualified, as has Luke Woodhouse. Now, Gabriel Clemens sat just behind. Dirk van Dijvenbode needs a little bit of a run, but the European Tour money jumps quite quickly, and he's in the event. Andrew Gilding in, but doesn't guarantee his money at the start. Alan Suter, someone who's been playing well as of late, needs a big run, certainly within the Pro Tour. So there are opportunities here for players to jump, especially if Cullen and Woodhouse go out early. So that good run moves Connor Scott to 31 in the Players' Championship final Order of Merit race. So he's guaranteed 2 majors now if he wants them, and potentially the Grand Slam. So the top 64 could beckon for 2 non-tour card holders. Wesley Plazier and Connor Scott, both very, very close to being in that top 64 at the end of the year without a card. Apologies for that one. However, the final. I feel there was an opportunity missed here for Connor Scott. He got the breaker throw in the opening leg. Gary Anderson starting a little bit slow. This one here, give it back. 3 opportunities here at 90. So 90, missed the double 5, missed, bust. So Gary Anderson gets a break in 24. He gets it back again. So it could have been 3-0 up here, Connor Scott, potentially. The other missed opportunity was when the game was just starting to slip away from him here. He's had this big leg here on the 9 darter, 11 darter there, and then look, 57, 55, 57, 12 darts there against Gary Anderson, where it's only hit 1 major treble. And then you look at what Gary's done, he's not hit anything. So an opportunity there to get back in the game. 2 nitpicky moments there for Connor, but a great run to the final. Gary Anderson once again in the winner's enclosure. But the big story here once again is these Challenge Tour players, the Challenge Tour Order of Merit guys who could break the top 64. We've seen it before, Scott Williams. We've seen it before, Christoph Ratajski, but we've never seen 2. I think this could be the year that changes. Hit me a subscribe if you do want roundups of all the key talking points from the Pro Tours. If you can't watch them, all you got to do while you're doing your cooking, follow Edgar TV. I'll talk you through everything you need to know. Catch you soon for some more Edgar TV. In fact, tomorrow for another Pro Tour roundup.